On this week's show, Falcon and Loki coming in hot, and Evilos making it big. All this and more on episode 77 of the Inside Infinity podcast.
What's up, guys? This is John Vignacchi, executive producer on Disney Infinity, and you are listening to Inside Infinity, the first official Disney Infinity podcast on the net.
Inside Infinity is brought to you with support from Evilos Customs. Evilos.com is your number one place for custom Disney Infinity figures. Right here, we're showing off one of his custom crystal figures we gave away last month, and we're going to have another one real soon. If you want your very own custom Disney Infinity figure, head over to Evilos.com to find out more. Hello everyone, welcome to Inside Infinity episode number 77, recorded February 23rd, 2015. I am one of your two hosts this evening, Will Kelly, and joining me as always, Jason Haynes. Jason, welcome back, my friend.
G'day Will, g'day listeners.
I missed the sweet sound of your g'day. Gonna go ahead and give people a warning that if you hear crazy sounds coming from Jason's background, it's because his backyard is literally the home of, one of the most famous air shows going on right now.
I believe
Jason?
It's one of the biggest air shows in the world, if not the Southern Hemisphere. So, there's lots of jets and bombers and you name it. They're all flying around here. You'll hear them.
Yeah, you were trying to record something earlier today and it wasn't working out too well for you, huh?
Yeah, I was pausing initially and then I thought, you know what? Whatever. So in my top 10, you will hear a few jets in the recordings, but that's their fault, not mine.
Perfect. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone who's joining us for the show today. We have quite a few people in the chat room. Want to say hello to Boondoggerman. Welcome back. Laura and Mighty Jidus. Good seeing you. Haven't seen you in a while. Romulus1677. Good seeing you. 2319, new face, don't recognize it, but welcome. Model Train Man, as always, it's a pleasure. The one and only Pirate Steven, who will be joining us soon. Full of Gunk, welcome back. Evilos, mentioned you at the top of the show. Fulton and Primetime UCF, got to give a special shout out to Primetime. I told him I would last week, and then we lost all the video, and so Primetime, shout out to you, my friend. And then Tesla Blitz, welcome back. So I'd like to welcome everyone for joining us tonight. If you'd like to join us live, you can do that each and every Monday evening. Head on over to head on over to twitch.tv/Disney Infinity TV. You can find us there, subscribe to us or follow us, and then you'll get notified when either we're going live with this show or our gameplay sessions. So you can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Disney Infinity TV, and then DisneyInfinity.tv. So we're all over the net, and hope to see you all around there. Before we get things started with the news, it's a really light news week this week, but we want to mention some things about how we're going to be changing things up. Jason and we've been talking for pretty much months. I think actually it was prior to Christmas when we began this discussion on how we want the format of the show to change. So, there's two pieces of the show. There's the audio podcast that, you can download through iTunes. Then there's the video podcast that you can watch through YouTube, and those two audiences are very different with the type of content they're looking for. And so we've been trying to figure out the best way to meet the needs of all of our listeners, viewers, and fans. So I think we've stumbled across a way of addressing all of those needs. So what we're going to do, each and every week, we are going to have a maximum of a 30-minute news show. So kind of what we've been doing over the last couple months, a really straightforward news section that is just either Jason and I doing news, Lim and I, Lloyd and I, just a two-up podcast doing nothing but news and rumors of the week. And then we're going to take a little break. All that's going to be live for those that are watching live. So if you want a little view behind the curtain, you can watch us live and find us out. We're going to bring other people on during that break, and we're going to fill out the rest of that time with kind of a roundtable discussion, kind of the way the show used to be, or at least part of the show how it used to be. And we've recognized that content is valuable to lots of people. It's more conversational, and so we want to kind of give that to everyone. So both of those pieces are going to be condensed into one audio podcast, but they're going to be separated out into two video podcasts, so you can watch each one of those individually as you see fit. So cool. with that, Jason, that's kind of the rundown. Give us your feedback. If you like the way we're going to be doing things now, let us know. You can reach out to us on Twitter, or you could send us an email at info@disneyinfinity.tv. Love to hear your thoughts on the new format. With that, Jason, let's go ahead and get things started. So wanted to mention this, and at first glance, it may not appear as though it's Infinity related, but Jason and I, we discussed it, and we feel like for a few reasons it is Infinity related. So Jason, our good friend Evilos from Evilos Customs, mentioned him at the top of the show, had some pretty big news this last week. And that news, so he's been making us an Infinity custom for quite some time now to give away each and every month. He's also been doing lots with Disney Infinity customs just across the board with the fan forums and selling him personally. Well, here more recently, he's stepped into the world of amiibos. So, Lloyd's a big fan of amiibos. Jason, I don't think you have any amiibos yet, do you?
No, they're the enemy. Why would I?
Come on. Your old school Nintendo fanboy doesn't want them.
Yes, of course I want them, but the wallet does not allow.
Right. I was describing this event to my wife today, and I was telling her, like, old school's Nintendo. A lot of my childhood was Nintendo, and she gave me this look, and I'm like, but don't worry, I'm not buying any. I mean, luckily I don't have any Nintendo system, so I'm not going to get any. Why am I bringing this up? This is an Infinity podcast, not an Amiibo podcast. Well, friend of the show, Evilos, he got an awesome big break, and we want to mention this because it might have some ramifications for Disney Infinity figures in the future. Nothing official on that, but let me just break the news down first, and then we can talk about how it might relate to Infinity. So Evilos is going to be bringing his custom Amiibo figures to Toys R Us. So you're going to be able to go into Toys R Us and purchase custom Evilos Amiibo figures. Here's a few examples. There's a blue Samus in the middle, which is awesome. Then you have looks like a Mario Galaxy Mario, and then a silver Mario. Both of which totally reminds me of NBA Jam, because it looks like not a glowing fireball. Totally. Doesn't it? Especially, I don't know why, this one on the right looks like he's holding a basketball.
Start work on the Harlem Globetrotter custom right now, Evilos.
Yeah, there you go. So it
says, want 10% commission.
As always, it's your idea, right, Jason?
That's it.
So this news is coming at us from our friend Jason at Amiibo Inquirer. He also runs Infinity Inquirer. He's saying that there's still final stages of or phases of negotiating to be had, and more information will be incoming as far as what this actually means. But a huge congrats to Evilos. That's incredible news. Jason, what do you think? Could this open the door for custom Infinity figures like this? So we've had variations before, or variants, but these are custom created by this individual, and I'm assuming the designs are going to be made by Evilos, and they're going to be produced by Nintendo or however they're manufactured. But what do you think? Do you think we could ever see something like this come to Infinity, whether it be Evilos or someone else?
Well, on one hand, like, Nintendo's a much stricter business as far as I understand it than what Disney is. But then on the other hand, based on the messaging that we've heard from Disney in the past, is that they don't want to create, even though they've gone and done it multiple times. We've just seen the special edition, they didn't want to create, that's why we didn't get crystals this time around, right, is because they didn't want to create more figures to buy. However, in saying that though, I think if Disney were to go down this route, regardless whether it's with Evilos or not, I think it would be for D23 type stuff, exclusive, one-off type customs, which I think would be cool. Like, I think every top 5 toy box winner, who I am not, I think every toy box winner should be eligible to get some official custom, figure, just again as a trophy, as some sort of, identification that you have completed that. But yes, I don't know. again, I kind of hope not, but then at the same time, if someone was to present me with the opportunity to buy a Maleficent in her original cartoon colorings, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. I totally agree. People in the chat room are saying congrats to Evil Loss. Jason from Infinity Inquirer saying he misses crystals. Those are kind of, up to this point, the only variants we've had. But I got to ask you this, Jason. So if Infinity were to do something like this, would you prefer it be someone... I kind of have an idea what your answer is going to be, but would you prefer it be a member of the community, someone like Evil Loss, or would you prefer it be one of the designers of the game or the artist that actually works on the game and creates the standard figures?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always in support of the community. And I think it's something we're going to get into a little bit deeper in our next show. But I really do think that they've done a good job so far of including the community, people like us and so on. And I don't see any reason to stop that because ultimately it just benefits. It's good PR for the game.
Yep.
Makes, and Evilos is clearly capable of doing the work. And so why bother making it internal, so to speak?
Well, and the game's all about community created content, right? So it fits perfectly. And you were kind of alluding to that.
What's interesting, and again, we'll probably reach on this later. What's interesting is the fact that I haven't fully processed this in my mind, but there's something to do with like was why, Toys R Us have gone this move with the amiibos and haven't thought. It shows that there's a clear difference in the audiences here. Right. For whatever reason, the amiibo audience is ravenous. Like it's really taking off, and there's not even a game really. I don't think I haven't heard one person praise the actual technical ability of those figures. It's purely driven by the fans, the audience, and the love of those characters. But I would have to argue that, and again, I'm a massive Nintendo fan. Some would say, no, you're not. You don't even have a Wii U. Well, that's fair cop. I'm a 80s, 90s Nintendo massive fan, but I would have to say that I would think that Disney characters are more popular than Nintendo characters. Quantity of audience-wise, I'm talking here. So, it's just that question of obviously a Toys to Life character obviously is a video game object, hence I guess maybe that's why it's drawing that bigger crowd. But I just find it fascinating that the amiibos, because all reports, and again, I've only ever seen like a handful, but they're not. Everyone agrees they're not as good a quality as Disney Infinity, and so it's just a bit of a mystery. I just think it's an interesting commentary anyway on the differences between audiences versus the product.
Yeah. Yep, could not agree more. And you're right, we are going to touch a little bit more on this on the next segment. So with that, let's go ahead and get things moving along. Did want to say Evilos was giving you props in the chat, Jason, saying it also opens the door for other artists, which is, is very cool. Cool idea. I mean, there's Vinylmation have special artists all the time that make different Vinylmation variants. So with that, Jason, let's talk about the only other piece of news. I'm going to let you introduce this while I bring it up on screen because it is, you're getting something. You're getting something before me, and this doesn't always happen. So what's going on in Australia?
So, yes, we're getting our Falcon and Loki released on the 9th of March, which is nearly 2 weeks before the US. I'm not sure about the UK. If anyone in the UK is watching and knows the release date, let us know. But yeah, we're getting them on the 9th, which is like next week, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. It's it's gonna be next week, right? A week, probably 2 Tuesdays from tomorrow, I imagine.
So I don't know why that's the case, but technically it's our Monday, just FYI.
Okay. Is that your normal gaming and media release day? Because here in the States it's Tuesday.
I don't know. I didn't even know we had a normal
So,
release. It's all over the shop as far as I know.
really? Okay, so most video games here come out on Tuesdays. Most new
Okay.
DVD and Blu-ray releases and video games come out on Tuesdays. So it's just kind of a normal thing here.
No, I think ours more of a Thursday and a Friday, to be
Okay.
honest.
All right.
But anyway, so we're getting those. No mention as yet of the power discs for Falcon specifically. So that's a bit of a mystery of what's going on there. But we are getting those figures sooner than everywhere else for some particular reason, which is nice because, in fact, just this morning on the Facebook fan page, one of my fellow Australian Infinity fans posted a petition to sign for all Australians that's asking that we as Australians get treated the same as the US and have the same opportunity to buy the things that the US have. Things like the Power Disc albums, the Toys R Us exclusive discs, and these special edition figures, which I don't know why anyone would want those, but yeah, so we don't get that kind of stuff. So it's kind of nice to at least get some figures early, I guess. And I guess technically that means we'll have official access to the Speeder 2 weeks
Nice.
earlier than everyone else, I guess.
That's exciting and that's big. Yeah, because here in the States, bringing it up, I brought up just a moment ago, we are getting those two characters on March 23rd. So that is the final Disney Infinity figures being released. So it looks like, at least in that respect, they're a couple weeks apart. Kind of glad you guys are getting it since you don't get some of those other special things or albums and stuff like that. And yeah, you'll be able to officially and legitimately, you can argue whether or not the previous release of that Speeder was legitimate or not, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts and especially of the actual unlock process.
And I'm so excited for Falcon. Falcon actually looks really cool with those translucent wings. Like that just looks really cool. It'll be interesting to see how that's attached. Just, yeah, I think I'm excited to see that particular figure. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're both really really awesome. I mean, Loki is just a beloved character in general. Falcon, this is not the movie version of Falcon, but those translucent wings are pretty awesome.
And let's be honest, like I just now want to know, just tell us what the deal with the power discs are. Are they going to be iOS exclusive digitals? Just let us know. And so, because once that news is out, we know it's just a waiting game for the 3.0 announcement.
Yep.
And that's what we're all ready for, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, right? This is the last of the figures, but it's not the last of the questions.
No.
I mean, they're releasing new toy box content. There's still power discs that are missing here and there. So yeah, it'll be interesting kind of to see how things progress with 3.0, the announcements being still a couple months away at least.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see.
Awesome, buddy. Well, listen, that's going to wrap up the news section of the week. Keeping it short and sweet. Like I said, everyone, if you want to continue to watch the roundtable, we're going to be launching that in just a few moments. And if you want to see those shenanigans live, please do each and every week, twitch.tv/Disney Infinity TV. Jason and I are streaming there. Jason's been streaming a lot lately. And yeah, Jason, do you have anything you want to plug? Any shows you've been working on or anything like that?
Not a thing. Thank you.
Okay. Well, last week we released Theme Parks Infinity episode number 2. And it's a great watch if you like Disney Infinity and you especially like Disneyland or Disney Park history. It's a great episode. It was a longer episode, 30 minutes, and we discussed essentially opening day a little bit and the very first part of Main Street, and that's all we got in 30 minutes. So it's pretty cool, video and pictures and stuff. So check that out. You can find that on our YouTube channel or on the blog DisneyInfinity.tv. All right, with that, Jason, gonna say bye to everyone in the chat, but stick around. We will be right back, and until next week, we hope your week is filled with